You breed sorrow by rescuing people, rescuing desperation. Better to inspire them in creative actions that make them self-sufficient. It's the old proverb, feed them for a day, or teach them how to live for a life. So
Yes.
I'm a firm believer of that. I was speaking in Iowa at a church, and there was a minister there that I met with. We chatted privately, and he said, well, my church is kind of stagnant. We haven't really been growing. It's been kind of dead. And I said, well, what's the inspired vision that you're bringing that makes people want to participate in doing something that's growing? He stopped and he reflected and he thought, well, maybe I'm not doing much. I'm surviving instead of actually being inspired by something. I said, well, what can we do that would be inspiring? He said, well, we need some renovation of the church. And I said, well, then let's go raise some money. Let's go make it happen. And so I went out there on the it's a lecture to his group. I said, I'm going to make some statements here that at first are going to shock you. And I said that if you're impoverished or poor or feeling lack, not abundant, it's because you're probably not really caring about humanity. Because if you cared about another human being, you would find people out there that need some service, and you'd find a way of giving them such a service in some form of fair exchange where it would be sustainable. If you do it for nothing, you're eventually going to burn out. And if they do it for nothing, they're eventually, if they don't pay, you're going to burn out eventually. And if you do it and you get more than what they deserve, they're going to burn out. They're not going to want to come back. But if you create a financial fair exchange, sustainable transaction, they're both going to want to continue. So I went in and I did a whole discussion on what they could do, and then to find something that would be deeply meaningful and inspiring. And I asked all the congregation if they were impacted and benefited by the minister here. And then I told them I probably embarrassed the minister a bit, but I said, the church is starting to undergo entropy and to break down, and it needs to be renovated. Is there anybody here that would like to be in a freshened and inspiring and growing church? I'll put the hands up. I said, then let's help him build this church. And he just told me his vision, and I had him come up on the stage with me, and he shared his vision with tears. And I said, let's do it. Now, this wasn't a big and wealthy congregation, but we raised $13,000 right there on that one day for his new renovation of his church. And he made a commitment that he was not going to stop until that was done. He was going to do that. And so people wanted to do it because they had a cause bigger than themselves. Right. It was something that would help them and the next generation and the next generation. And they got a cause bigger than themselves. And they raised the money. And they didn't think they could afford their own food sometimes. They didn't think they could afford their new car. So the greater the cause, the greater the outcome. That's one of the reasons. I mean, look at the cause that Elon Musk is generating. Let's go to Mars. Let's make it more efficient government. All those things, people rally around things that are productive and efficient and effective that change the world. Whenever we do that, we have a cause, and it inspires and it draws wealth to it because it keeps doing something that serves.
Yep. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the victory. Right?
The bigger the challenge, the bigger the individual that comes out of it.
Woo! Yeah, I'm gonna be real big, doctor. I'm gonna be big like you. On the next episode with Dr. Demartini,
you have to acknowledge that you're worth it. If we expect others to do that before we do that, we'll be waiting a while.
When a person is self-sufficient, your own money, they are less likely to allow themselves to be used, abused, or devalued. Give yourself permission to shine, not shrink. Join my Patreon with I'm Worth It Inc. My name is Liberty. Grow your business and your YouTube and get money for your art because you are worth it. Watch all of my episodes with Dr. Demartini and Evan Carmichael in the playlist Minute with a Millionaire. It's right here. Click the screen or the description. Thank you for allowing me, Liberty, to serve you.